Good day, fellow freelancers, and welcome to my impressions of the Anthem VIP Demo. It has been over for less than 24 hours at the time of this recording, and I wanted to give y'all my thoughts about the pros and cons for the first demo we have had the chance to play. Now, let's get one thing out of the way real quickly, the big elephant in the room, and that is the number of glitches and server problems that BioWare and EA had when the demo went live. I know everyone's griping about this. I can see it all over the internet. People are like, oh, I'm going to cancel my pre-order, or I'm not going to play the game because I couldn't play the demo. And I get it. I get that people are a little bit frustrated that they couldn't play the game, they couldn't play the demo. And hey, I didn't enjoy the technical issues, but let's just put this to rest real quick. Yes, that was the biggest con of the whole demo, the biggest drawback to what happened over the weekend. But if you look at it in a positive light, it was a chance for us as the community to crash the servers, get in there, and show BioWare the problems that they couldn't find themselves. So we're working as part of the team to show them, hey, this is a problem. This needs to be fixed. And the game will be better for it. Now, is it fun to have to deal with that problem, not to be able to play the demo? No, I mean, it was frustrating. I wanted to play it the moment it came out, and I didn't. It took me almost 20 hours before I got a chance to really get my hands in there and play it and have fun with it. And that's not fun. I wish they'd extended the demo because of it, but it's not a reason to sit there and beat a company over the head over it. So let's try and remain positive about this. Let's look at this as a way for us to help BioWare make the game better and have everything online before the game goes live in less than a month. Over on Xbox, where I play the game, we even started making it a meme. We got 95. I got 95, guys. I gotta quit the game, come back in, and every time we tried to play a mission or something, one of us would sit there and go, I got in, and then the next guy would go, I got in, and the third guy would go, I got 95, I'll be right back. And so it's something you can laugh about, and we will be able, as a community, to laugh about this years down the road. Let's not make this the thing we focus on the most. Let's focus on the game itself. And please, don't forget that this game has dedicated servers. It's not like we're looking at some weird peer-to-peer connection that we've dealt with in certain other games. This game is a dedicated server game, and I think us crashing the servers and showing BioWare how to improve it is going to be best for everyone in the community in the long run. So let's put that to bed. Let's just get that out there. The glitches, the connection problems, the server issues, that was the biggest drawback. But okay, let's look at everything else. Let's look at the story elements, the lore elements, the gameplay mechanics, the weapons, the abilities, the enemies, the environments. Let's look at the pros and cons for everything else, now that we've put the big elephant in the room to bed. The first thing I want to talk about is the story. As I've talked about recently about Destiny and Destiny 2, story to me is a huge component of a good game. A good game has a good story. Now, in the VIP demo, we only got a chance to play, I don't know if you would say it's one story mission with 3 sorties that go with it that make up the story, or if it was 3 story missions revolved around one little mini quest, I guess you could say. Either way, the little bit of story that we had in the game, the little bit of story missions that we did get to play, I thoroughly enjoyed. There was humor, there was good voice acting, the objectives were challenging but fun, and after I got done playing the missions and interacting with the dialogue with the NPCs in the game, there was a couple points where I laughed and I was thinking, boy, I love this character. I really enjoy interacting with this person, and I want to see more of this. I really enjoyed the story elements I did get to see, and that was just for the story missions. Also tied to story is lore and grimoire. In this game, you have a codex, and BioWare is known for very good codexes in their games, from Mass Effect, and I think, I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, someone correct me, but Mass Effect had a very nice codex, and I think Dragon Age also had a codex as well. But looking at the Mass Effect codex, it was extensive, it was very thorough, and you could spend a lot of time delving into the background of the civilizations, cultures, and find the history of the universe. The codex that I saw in the demo is very similar. It has a lot to it, and I really like that. I like that depth of story that you can find, not from interacting with an NPC or in a mission, but if you want to spend time delving into the world on a deeper level, then you have that ability with a well-built codex. And I saw that in the demo, and that makes me excited. Destiny 1, its story elements were very good in the grimoire. There was a lot of deep writing in the grimoire, but unfortunately you had to come out of the game, log into the website, and then read the grimoire at that point to understand it. And I think a lot of players who play Destiny 1 didn't get a chance to understand how deep the story was because they weren't interested in jumping out of the game and reading that stuff. With the Anthem demo, the codex is there if you want to read it, or if you want to just skim through it. I skimmed through a couple of them. I didn't delve into... There are some of them I delved into pretty good, but in others I was like, I'll read this later because I did want to play it. And what I did read was interesting. It made me want to learn more about the background, the universe itself. And then on top of that, in the missions itself, in the free play or in the story missions, if you came across a little codex thing that you could pick up in the free play world as you're in your Javelin, it would add it to the codex. You have them. You could sit there and read it for a moment. And then if you wanted to go back and read it again, you could pull the codex up and read it a second or third or fourth or fifth time in-game. And I really like that. I love just roaming around outside of Fort Tarsis, and then I would come across some sort of little pickup item, and it would give me this information to add to my codex. And some of it was represented in the format of being a folktale. And I'm excited about the story elements. I want to experience the story more. I want to see more of it. And I really want to delve into the lore and the codex for this game. So to me, what I did see in the story element stuff is a big pro. I am really interested. I'm really excited to see what there is there. Additionally, as you walk in first-person mode through Fort Tarsis, you can have interactions with the NPCs, which will add, I hope, quests and missions. And also, there are little codex entries that you can pick up as you're roaming around. And some of them, most of them actually, you couldn't pick up and add to your codex because it was not available in the demo. It's only available in the full game. So it's not just out in the world, it's also at Fort Tarsis. There's a lot of information to pick up for the codex, for the grimoire, for the lore. And then if you look at the environments in Fort Tarsis, you'll see murals and paintings and etchings of some of the history that's in the Anthem universe, specifically in regards to General Elena Tarsis. Now, go back and watch the Legion of Dawn trailer that Anthem released on YouTube. Go watch that, and it talks about her, General Elena Tarsis. And I don't think it's a coincidence by any stretch of the imagination that Fort Tarsis is named after Elena Tarsis. And that lore, that Legion of Dawn lore, that story element back there, oh boy, that's exciting. I really want to know more about that. Okay, so that was my first pro. I'm going to go on to my first con of the demo, and that is the first-person perspective in Fort Tarsus. I thought it felt clunky. I thought it felt unnatural in some ways, and especially the ability, or the inability, I should say, to not be able to sprint around Fort Tarsus was kind of inhibiting. You spent a lot of time trying to get around Fort Tarsus and check out stuff and talk to people, and it just took forever. Now, having said that, I have found out as of this morning from the director of Anthem that they disabled the sprint option for Fort Tarsus. So apparently that is going to be available to us in Fort Tarsus when the full game comes out. So my first con has already been somewhat mitigated. Hopefully with the full release of the game, movement around Fort Tarsus will feel more natural. It'll feel smoother, and it'll be more enjoyable. But for the demo itself, it wasn't so great. So that was my first con.